Hey y'all, Austin here with Outer World Media. Welcome back to another weekly update, guys. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these. I think it's been like 2.5 weeks since my last video, which wasn't even really a weekly update. If I recall, I'm sorry, guys. My mind is all jumbled together. My sleep schedule's off. Just my schedule in general is off. But I guess having a newborn baby will do that to you. Not complaining, just saying that's just how it's gonna be for the next few years is what I understand. But again, not complaining at all, super happy about it. I wanted to come on here, a little earlier than usual, and shoot this. It is Good Friday, so I do have the day off, thankfully, to spend time with my wife and my new baby and whatnot, just kind of get ready for Easter weekend and everything. And so, with it being Easter weekend, it's also WrestleMania weekend too, which does take the backseat to it being Easter, but that's still exciting. So, it's going to be a very busy week between doing Easter dinner, at church and whatnot, and also watching wrestling. So, I wanted to get on here today on Friday and do this video and kind of give you guys a little bit of an update and kind of catch you guys up on what's going on. So this might be a little bit of a longer video than usual, but I do apologize. Like I said, been super busy, so just trying to adapt to everything and do the best I can. So kind of get started, guys. Like I said, it is Easter weekend, so I wanted to get this on here because, again, it's Easter weekend. I feel like a lot of people, kind of forget what Easter weekend is about. So my wife and me were talking, and we wanted to watch, a movie this weekend. We had church Sunday. We wanted to watch a movie this weekend, and so we were, debating on which one to watch, and we finally landed on one, and I'm super excited. This is one that has John Wayne in it. It's got Donald Pleasance. It's got quite a star-studded cast. But again, from what I understand, this is a very, very good movie. So this weekend we were going to be watching The Greatest Story Ever Told. It looks like it's a little over 3 hours long. There's a couple documentaries on here, so keep an eye out. I probably will do a review on this and just let y'all know what I think of it. But again, super excited to be watching a movie that I've known about for a few years, just haven't really watched it though. So we just got that in today, so we're either going to watch that tonight or tomorrow, some point in time. But that's kind of the movie side of this. So let's get into the books, what most of you, if not all of you, came to hear me talk about. I am sticking to what I said, where I'm going to try to focus on the buddy reads mostly this month, with an exception or two next month. So let's get into it, guys. I did finish Mustang Man by Louis L'Amour. I'm not sure when this review will be out. Probably be a week or so before this review gets out. I have just enough time to do this video and get this recorded for you guys. What I will say, I enjoyed this. This one is about Nolan Sackett. I kind of had a little bit higher hopes for this. I still enjoyed this. I really did. I enjoyed this. With it being Nolan Sackett, I was kind of hoping for something a little bit more grittier, if you will. But you know what? Still, Nolan Sackett is a very interesting character. I kind of hope we get to come across him again in the future. This one is definitely kind of leaves your head scratching, wondering who can Nolan trust, who is on his side and who's not. So again, finish that. I did start, and I am just shy of being halfway through Galloway. I am enjoying this one more than I did Mustang Man, but that's not to say Mustang Man is a bad book. All these books in the Sackett series have been good. There's just some that I like a little bit better than others. And I will say this one, Galloway, is shaping up to be kind of like the Sackett brand, if you will, where I'm hoping maybe we'll get some Sacketts that kind of band together, but we'll see. Like I said, a little under halfway through this book. I am enjoying it, as always. Louis L'Amour book. I enjoy all Louis L'Amour books that I've read. So yeah, super excited to be finishing that. We are getting ready, and Kevin actually posted in the Discord for the Wagon Train, for the few of us that are left, that we're wrapping down, guys. Once this month's finished, once I finish this, guys, we got 3 more books left in the series. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do once the series is done, to be honest with you guys. I've been so used to reading the Sackett series, it's going to take a little bit of adjustment to get used to something else, to not having to read 2 Sackett books a month. Maybe I'll stick with reading 2 Louis L'Amour books a month just to kind of keep in the groove. who knows? We'll see. Next, guys, I am about 60% of the way through. Oh, I can't even think straight, guys. I'm so sorry. What is this? The Great Hunt. Sorry, I can't even think straight. If that tells you anything, I'll just edit that part out, as Brian Lee Durfee would say. I am 60% of the way through The Great Hunt, the second book in the Wheel of Time series. Dustin already has his review up for this. He read it in like 2 weeks. And I'm not gonna lie, guys. I've communicated with Dustin some on that, not as much as the first book, but Dustin's got other stuff going on as well. And obviously having a newborn baby and work and everything, I'm pretty busy myself. What I will say, so far the first half of this book, and Dustin did not steer me wrong, because I was talking to Dustin and I said I'm not really feeling this one. I don't want to bail, but you know what? My reading schedule is limited even more than what it was before. I really want to read what I want. I'm just not really feeling this one. And Dustin said, hey, try to make it to book 3 at least. If you don't feel obligated, but try. Once this book hits the 50% mark, it flies. It starts to pick things up. Things start to pick up. So I said, okay. So I trusted Dustin, and he hasn't steered me wrong. I hit the 50% mark, and last night I read like 10% of this book, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but when you're reading, Wheel of Time book, it's not as dense as Malazan, but it's pretty dense. Again, things are picking up. There was a character who I had hoped to see in this book that I wasn't sure that, because I've heard that this book kind of steers the series in a different direction what the first book did. And so there's some characters we've seen this, there's some we haven't. There was kind of, in my opinion, kind of an anticlimactic meetup in this so far. I'm super excited about it. It has me pumped and ready to continue reading this book. But again, guys, Mr. Jordan is kind of teetering on that line of, yeah, I'm enjoying this, and no, I'm kind of just reading it to read it because I agreed to do a buddy read with Dustin. Again, not a bad thing, but again, like I said, my reading schedule is very limited now, so I'm trying to read stuff that I absolutely enjoy and really, really want to read. Which kind of leads me into the next thing, guys. Next month is going to be a busy month for me, even more. It is May, which means it is Texas Frightmare Convention month. So I will be going over to Dallas for Memorial Day weekend. I'll be gone, mini vacation for, like 4 or 5 days. So in the theme of sticking with that, I think next month I'm going to pick a horror book to read. And I think I have one lined up. I'm a little hesitant, I'm not going to lie. I'm still debating on it after reading Rosemary's Baby and American Psycho last year. I'm a little leery to read this book, but the person that was in the movie adaptation will be there. So I'm debating on if I should read the book or not. Now, I'm not going to tell you what book. I'm going to leave that for TBR for May, just in case I don't do it. But just know it is a horror classic, and I may or may not be setting myself up again, guys, to not want to do anything with horror for a little while like I did last year. But again, just kind of keeping it a little not, super in-depth on what book it is, kind of keeping it a mystery. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. But like I said, that's what the plan is. Right now, goal this week is to finish Galloway and hopefully, fingers crossed, finish The Great Hunt. If not, I will be continuing this. I have this month and next month to finish this book. I'm sure I'll finish this book by the end of the month. So that'll kind of free me up next month. Also, I had the 2 Sackett books and whatnot. But like I said, if I finish one of these a little quicker than what I anticipate, I might pick up a Stephen King book or something like that. I don't know. Kind of been curious to pick up the Mr. Mercedes book. So we'll see, guys. Like I said, kind of wanted to hop on here and kind of give you guys a little bit of a update on what's going on. I know I've been kind of MIA, so I do apologize. But again, I'm going to try to start doing these weekly updates weekly again like I did earlier in the history of this channel. As always, guys, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time.